This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the town of North Haven.
Welcome everybody to the December 17th, 2024 meeting of the North Haven Board of Police Commissioners. My name is Larry Lazaroff. I'm the chairman. It's an exciting night tonight, some swearing in, some promotions. It's a good evening tonight. So thank you all for coming here tonight. Let me introduce to you my board. To what would have been my left is Vice Chairman Bob Hammond. Raise your hand, Bob. To his left is Commissioner Paul Wyman. To my right would have been, or is, Mark Alafiore, our secretary. And to his right is Alden Mead, Commissioner. So tonight is a special night, as I said. And we are happy to have one lateral and two people going to the academy starting in January, as well as a promotion to sergeant. In this community, we are fortunate that not only do we have the backing of the administration, town hall administration, and our board, we all work cohesively for one purpose: the protection of the residents of North Haven, and also the protection of the officers that protect the residents of North Haven. It's very important to us that these men and women return safely from their shifts. And it's paramount. The administration that Frida has provided for us provides training, backing, support, and anything we need. The administration that Michael Frida has presented to us, and our board and our chief and deputy provide. So feel comfortable. Your men and women in this community are protected and protected by the community as well, and your residents are also protected adequately. With that, I'd like to ask Commissioner Bob Hannon to begin the swearing in of Rosa Garcia, who is a lateral. Rosa?
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I solemnly swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America and the state of Connecticut, and will support the Constitution thereof. I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all duties incumbent upon me as a police officer of the town of North Haven. I agree to obey and be bound by such rules and regulations as are or may be made from time to time established by the Board of Police Commissioners. So help me God.
Help me God.
Congratulations. There you go. Even. Okay. Beautiful.
I'd like to ask Commissioner Alden Mead to please offer the administration of oath to Zachary Davis.
Okay, Zach, if you would repeat after me and raise your right hand. I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
true faith and allegiance to
the United States of
the
America
United States of America
and the state of
and the
Connecticut,
state of Connecticut,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and support the Constitution thereof.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as a police officer of the town of North Haven.
as a police officer in the town of North Haven.
I agree to obey and be bound
I
agree to obey and be
I
bound
agree to obey and be bound
by such rules and regulations
by rules and regulations
as are or may be made
as are or may be made
from time to time,
from time to time,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
so help me God. Perfect. Yeah, great. Good job. No. So let's see if we can get this out of the envelope for him.
Okay, I'd like to ask Commissioner Paul Wyman to administer the oath to Mateo Cano Zapata, please.
Can you raise your right hand? All right. Repeat after me. I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
I bear true faith and allegiance to
the United States of America
the United States of America
and the state of Connecticut,
and the state of Connecticut,
and I will support the Constitution thereof.
and I will support the Constitution thereof.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as a police officer of the town of North Haven.
as a police officer of the town of North Haven.
I agree to obey and be bound
I agree to obey and be bound
by such rules and regulations
by such rules and regulations
as may be made from time to time,
from time to time,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Good. Who's gonna pin you? Oh, yeah.
Okay, before we go to the next part, promotion of sergeant, I'd like to ask First Selectman Freed to step up and say a few words, please.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Lazaroff. I'd like to address the families here who are here tonight. And it ties into what our commissioner mentioned in his opening remarks. At a time across the United States when it's become very difficult to be a police officer, we're very grateful here in North Haven for those that apply and those whom we hire. So I wanted to reiterate what was said earlier. In North Haven, we are pro-police, pro-law enforcement, and we say it all the time. The men and women who serve the North Haven Police Department and serve our citizens, they've got our backs in the streets, and Town Hall, and our police commission, and our police administration has their backs. We will support them. We will do whatever we need to do to continue to recruit individuals to come aboard. And tonight also represents a symbolic representation. New recruits coming in, laterals from other towns, and promotion from within. And I wanted you to know that because our police department is so important to us in town. And it goes even beyond that. The residents in our town love our police department. And that is something that is very difficult sometimes, to have a united community in terms of the residents stand behind a police department. So I thank each and every one of you as family members for sharing your sons and daughters to be with us tonight. We will watch over them, we will support them, we trust them, and we love each and every member of the North Haven Police Department. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'd like to call on Detective, soon to be Sergeant Guidon, please, to take the oath. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Got a big crowd here. I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
the United States of America
the United States of America
and the state of Connecticut,
and the state of Connecticut,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as a sergeant of the town of North Haven.
as a sergeant of the town of North Haven.
I agree to obey and be bound
I agree to obey and be bound
by such rules and regulations
such rules and regulations
as are or may be made
as are and may be made
from time to time
from time to time,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. So before the pinning goes on, just let me give you a little background on why this man is now a sergeant. Military veteran, 25, that's the way. 25 years of service to North Haven Police Department. Former SWAT team member, DEA task force officer, and 20 years in the Detective Bureau. This man's going to be a tremendous mentor and leader, teacher to a lot of people in this department. Thank you. So we're going to take a brief break so the families can take some photos, and then we'll get back with our regular meeting. Thank you, guys. We are back in session now after having the performance of the swearing-in ceremony, so it was a wonderful evening. I'm going to ask for the approval of the minutes of the November 26, 2024 special meeting, both a regular and executive session, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any correspondences?
There are no correspondences,
Great.
Mr. Chairman. Nothing.
Okay. Chairman's report. I just want to thank the first selectman as well as the audience for attending tonight's ceremony. I'd like to acknowledge that the motor vehicle stops are up again, which is a good sign, and I hear a lot of people who come into my business and compliment the police department about the presence of the police cars and the stops, so it's a good thing. I want to congratulate the police department also on the toy drive that they're doing. And as a reminder, to please lock your cars, your homes, your sheds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to wish everybody a very happy and healthy holiday season, whatever holiday you celebrate, and a happy, healthy new year. With that, I'll turn it over to the deputy for the report.
Thank you, sir. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving, and I second that. I wish everybody here and at home a happy holidays. Just some quick housekeeping as far as our dates for 2025. I would ask the board, in addition to your packets, there's a piece of paper there for the fourth Tuesday of every month, with the exception of November and December, where we'll do it on the third Tuesday, and those will be at 6 p.m. at the police department. I would just need a motion from the board to approve of these.
So I'll ask for a motion. I'll make the motion that we approve the dates presented by the deputy.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I'll start out with our budget report. So for the end of November, we're at 39.6% expended. So we are still under our self-imposed limits for our overall budget. Our overtime is still tracking high, so we're continuing to look at that. I had mentioned previously how we had vacancies in dispatch that was driving that. We're also looking at some other things that might be driving that. November and December is also a challenge because we have the leaf pickup, so our officers are out there making sure that the public works crews are able to do that safely, so that does affect overtime a little bit as well. We also have some overtime that's spent on supervision for certain shifts. We want to make sure that we have a sergeant that's on the road, so we've been backfilling some overtime costs there too. So we're looking at that to try and alleviate some of that overtime cost. Our 2025-26 budget was submitted by Chief Glenn. We can discuss that more in executive session if you'd like. And obviously in early 2025, we'll begin the budget workshops, which I assume chairman, if not the whole board, will be there for that. For our traffic report, we have the regional team just wrapped up. Some of you may have seen, they were out there just a few days ago trying to get into the holiday spirit. I heard that they had Santa with them, and for people who did not have any egregious motor vehicle violations, instead of getting an infraction or a citation, they were issued a verbal warning and in some instances a gift card for a local business. So it's very nice of them, trying to give back to the community. The traffic division also conducted 14 radar details, investigated 14 motor vehicle accidents, and they had 77 motor vehicle stops for the month of November. They've also received 1 out of the 2 cruisers that we were allocated in our last budget. We hope to have that car on the road next week. And then there's 1 more cruiser we're waiting on, so we're hoping to have that in early January. As we gain new officers, we have to make sure that our fleet is keeping up with us as well. And I also have no new signage requests this month. For training and professional standards, I would ask you to just refer to your packets. As I mentioned last month, we trained pretty heavy. Again, we hosted regional recertification for area police departments. We also had 2 of our dispatchers attend what's called CTO school. So essentially, they became a train the trainer, I would say. So when we get a new dispatcher, they're certified to train new people. And with that, they have a much more structured dispatcher training program now to follow. So we're excited about that. And our K9 Dietz and Matt Ferrucci will be graduating, I believe, tomorrow. So we look to get them on the road as soon as we can. So we're excited to welcome Dietz. For our Uniform Services Division, calls for service in the month of November, we're at 2,330 compared to 2023 where we're at 2,400. So not really much of a statistical change, almost even with 2023. Year to date, we're at 26,971 calls for service, which is about 2,000 calls higher than November of 2023, I should say. Our total written reports to date are at 2,789. And our car stops for the month of November is at 271, compared to 120 last November. So car stops are up significantly. Our total arrests for the month of November was at 24, compared to 32 in 2023 and 27 in 2022. Our vehicle thefts year to date is at 64 stolen vehicles. This time last year, we were at 62. And in 2022, in November, we're at 66. So we're unfortunately on par when it comes to vehicle thefts. Our vehicle burglaries year to date are at 134, and is significantly down compared to 2023. We were at 269. Excuse me. So we're at almost a 50% decrease on our vehicle burglaries. So hopefully the word has gotten out there to lock up your cars, take precautions. So we are seeing a decrease in the burglaries, but unfortunately, we still are seeing cars stolen. All larcenies are also down for the month of November at 33 compared to 49 in 2023. And we continue to do our grant-funded extra patrols, trying to hit those retail sections of town, especially that time frame between Christmas and Thanksgiving when we know that shoppers are out there. We want to be seen, and we want them to know that we're there and can quickly respond if we need to. For our investigative services division, again, I would refer to your reports for more details. We had 5 stolen cars in the month of November, 4 of which have been recovered, so detectives are working leads on those. They're also working a commercial burglary that occurred down on Universal Drive, and we had 1 residential burglary that detectives are also investigating. Out of the detective unit, we also continue to participate on the statewide violent crime task force as well. Some notable arrests out of the Detective Bureau. They secured an arrest warrant for a home health care employee who was taking unauthorized sexually explicit photos of an elderly client and then sending them to an acquaintance. So an arrest warrant has been granted. The suspect is incarcerated, so we're working with judicial marshals to serve that. But we have the warrant. It's just a matter of servicing it now. We also, detectives investigated a registered sex offender who was not in compliance. So he was arrested for not meeting the compliance standards. And we also investigated a missing person, it was a missing juvenile, and they were safely located in Norwalk, and the family was provided resources that they may need. Obviously, tonight we had our swearing in, so we congratulate Mark Guidone on promotion to the rank of sergeant, as well as our 3 new hires, 2 of which will begin the academy January 2nd. They will be there for 6 months, followed by an extensive field training program. So for our 2 new recruits, we really won't see them on the road until almost October, maybe not even until Thanksgiving of next year. So it kind of just shows you how long of a process it is. It helps a little bit when we get people like Rosa, because she's a lateral. She's going to begin work tomorrow, and she'll probably be on her own in 2 to 3 weeks because she already knows the job. She just kind of has to get acclimated with the town and our way of doing things. So we're excited for all of them. I have no Benary scholarship requests, and everything else I have is for executive session.
Awesome. Any questions for the deputy?
All good.
Good job. Terrific. Okay, great. I'd like to make a motion. We go into executive session for personnel matters. Do I have a second?
Motion. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are back in open session after having discussed personnel and executive session. I'd like to make a motion that we grant up to 60 days, additional sick days after Alex Hernandez exhausts all his accrued time.
I'll second
Second that?
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any further business? Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Second.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you, everybody.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.